How we doing? And welcome. Welcome back to another exciting, thrilling edition of the Nick Moore Show, episode 6. I can't believe we've made it this far. Um, it's the fall now. The summer has come and gone. It came and went, and now it's gone. Bye summer. Bye summer. My favorite season. I like the heat. I like getting out to the beach. I like everything about the summer. There's not a lot I don't like about the summer. I'm definitely a hot person instead of a cold person. Living in New England my whole life, I would have hoped I would have adjusted more. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a New England hot person, so it's like I don't know. What is cold to me? 55 degrees, 50 degrees. I mean, you get down to the low 60s. I'm not going to lie. I'm getting chilly. It's the fall, the season of dying, and then it leads into winter, the season of death. Great. Awesome. Fantastic. What a great way to look at it. Don't you love the foliage? Don't you love all the leaves dying? The symbolism of death? There you go. Yeah, I like the foliage. It's pretty. I like the foliage. Just not what it represents. How are you? How you doing? Hope you're well. When was the last time I did one of these? Was it even the summer? Seriously, I'm actually gonna fact check myself right now. The last upload, actually, I know when it was. Shout out to, I didn't forget, Carson. Thanks for coming on the show. Really appreciated our conversation. I thought it went great. I learned a lot about jazz. If you listened, I hope you learned as well. Please, again, check out Carson and his music. He's great. Thanks for coming on again, bro. It was a great talk. Check that one out if you haven't already. But yeah, that was back in August. So it's been about a month. It's been about a month since you've last heard from me. I'm still alive. I'm still out here in the world. Doing my stuff. Well, what have I been up to? How have you been enjoying your summer? Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like I said, it's over now. How did I enjoy it? I was going to a lot of concerts. That's what I was doing, seeing my favorite band. It's getting harder for me to say that now, because I keep finding more and more bands that I like. But we'll get into that a little later. My initial favorite band on the planet currently, the band that I've seen the most live, The Fish. The Fish from Vermont. As some people like to say, the P-Fish from Vermont. How many times did I see them this summer? 12? I was at all 3 Mansfield shows. Both of the... excuse me, it's Great Woods. It's Great Woods. What am I saying? I was at Great Woods. I was at the casino. I was in Connecticut both nights. And then I was at Bethel for all 3, and then the festival. I was mondegreening. How many times have I seen Fish total, you ask? 20. When was my first show? August 25th, 2023. Today it's September 25th, 2024. So yeah, my Fish anniversary was last month. Oh, wow. Today's the 25th. So what, like exactly a month? I don't know. The day, almost exactly a month? Whatever. 4 weeks ago? Something like that. It all began for me at the Saratoga Performing Arts Center. Check out the SPAC. That's a great venue if you haven't been there. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I was on the lawn for those 2. The lawn's a bit of a war zone. It depends where you are, though, in the lawn. The first night I did it right. I freaking left I had no clue what I was doing, so I didn't even show up for the lot scene. I was like, the show starts at 8. I got to get there at 8. So I drove from Massachusetts to Saratoga, which was like 4 hours. It's a great drive. Drove through like lower Vermont, Bennington. I saw this giant obelisk there, the Bennington. It's like a battle monument. Yeah. Drove by that. I was like, oh, shit, is that Bunker Hill or whatever the hell? Nope, I'm in Vermont. What does it commemorate? The Battle of Bennington? Now I'm curious. It's better be the Battle of Bennington, right? Yeah, the Battle of Bennington during the American Revolutionary War. We won. That's all that matters. America. American victory. Why would we put up an obelisk to celebrate our defeat? So yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm a big history dork, so I like that stuff. I didn't stop at it, but I drove by it, so I was like, oh, there's that. What else do I remember about that? That's crazy. That was over a year ago now. What else do I remember about that fateful August day? It was just a really nice day. I drove down, and then I timed it like I said, I missed all of the pre-show shenanigans. I learned my lesson about that. I haven't since. I literally walked into the venue right as frickin' Kill Devil Falls started, which will always have a special place in my heart because that's the first Phish song I ever heard live. Which honestly, I was a little jaded about that in the beginning. I was like, oh, why couldn't it be Chalk Dust Torture? Why couldn't it be Bathtub Gin? Or why couldn't it be like a OG Hall of Famer song? Because I like all the old stuff. But I honestly, now I like that it was a 3.0 era Phish song. Because that's what I'm here for, man. I wasn't around for all that. I wasn't even alive for all that. This is a good segue into this, though. I do have a project that I'm doing, a little side project. It's been on hold for now. I've been busy with other things, but I'll get back to it eventually, where I've been listening to every Phish show recording that circulates. So obviously it's like I used to say I'm listening to every show, but that's not true. You can't do that because not every show is recorded. So every show that is on tape or was on tape, now it's all digital. What did I stop at? Where am I at? I'm in Fall 92 tour. It's like December 8th. We were just at the Vic Theater. That's where we were. We were at the Vic in Chicago in 1992. Oh, actually, I think I was listening to the next show, which was in Minnesota? My computers want to cooperate. Come on, this is super exciting. I'm talking about listening to every Phish show in order. All right, hold on. Do 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 do. The Vic. Shout out to the guy Vic that I met at Mohegan Sun. You're awesome. Your first show was Vegas 98, Halloween. Great freaking show. Velvet Underground. Good stuff. Yeah. Okay, yes. So the last show I completed, the date I am on is 12/7/92. That's the date I am on. Every show before that I have listened to. What's my favorite out of all of those? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Keep asking so many good questions that I want to answer about Phish. And no one's here to stop me. No one's here to tell me, we don't want to hear you talk about Phish. I love all the reggae stuff. Because let's just vibe out, man. That's what it's all about. Phish is my favorite reggae band. Okay. 10/15/86. That was the first show I gave 5 stars. Definitely required listening. I think there's a Harry Hood on that. That's absolute fire. And Roll Like a Cantaloupe. Roll Like a Cantaloupe. Is there Harry Hood? There's something... Lushington, Peaches, Roll Like a Cantaloupe. Ooh, Harry Hood. Here we go. Did not jam chart, but the Mikes and the McGrupp did. Yeah. Mike's song, Have Mercy, Harry Hood. A little good reggae. I remember primo. Anytime they do reggae, it's fantastic. I feel like I'm listening to White Bob Marley, but his name is Trey Anastasio. Yeah. Listen to 10-15-86. What was another sleeper one that I liked? I mean, the very first show. Just listen to that one, just for the meme. For the meme. Oh my god. For the historical replay value. Good Back in Black tease. Also, if you're trying to do something creative with your life, or you just have a dream, listen to that one. It's really, I don't know, just like the element of, I think all that's on tape is the Scarlet. Why do I say on tape like I was alive in the 90s? My computer's gonna die. Whatever. That doesn't matter. All that's recorded is the Scarlet Begonias and Fire in the Mountain, and there's a little Back in Black before. But listen to that just to hear. Listen to that one just to hear someone in the background be like, "Play a different song. You guys suck," or whatever. I think it was just some girl on the tape who's like, "Do you know any? Play something we can dance. Yeah, play something we can dance to." And then Trey's like, "Dance to AC/DC. Bow, bow, bow. Oh, that's bad. Now I'm doing. See, that's what I was trying to avoid as much as possible. Me making guitar noises. Yeah, who doesn't wish they were a rock star? Now all the kids today wish they were rappers. You know, I guess tomato, right? I don't know. It's not even really. It's like same difference, but I don't know. What type of rock star are you? Are you freaking are you David Lee Roth? Are you trying to party? Are you going out there? I don't even know. That's not even the best example. That was a good example, right? I don't know. Oh, better example. Are you Keith Richards? Or are you... I don't even know. They all like to party. They're rock stars. They're having a good time. We're partying. We're having fun. I don't know. I was going to say Keith Richards or Jerry Garcia, but Jerry Garcia literally died of drug overdose. Keith Richards is still fucking kicking ass, bro. Let's go, Keith. Rest in peace, Jerry. Both great guitar players. The Rolling Stones. I don't know. What the hell was I talking about? I was talking about Phish. I was talking about all my favorite shows that I've listened to. The first one's good. December 2nd, 1983. That was a long time ago. That was before I was born. I was born in 2002, so it was 25 years before I was born, right? Correct? I think so. 15. No, 25. Oh, this is so bad. Me doing math. 2002 minus 25. 1977. I was like, that's not right. 22? I'm so stupid. All right. 19 years. 19 years. What did I say? 25? Oh, only off by 6 years. That's why I'm doing this, and I'm not working for NASA. That was nice. That and a few other things, right? All right. Wow, my tabs. I really went off on a good tangent there. The Battle of Bennington. Nice. Yeah, okay. So December 2nd, 1983. October 15th, 1986. Listen to those. There's another good funky reggae one. Ian McLean's Farm, The Ranch. There's one that I'm trying to find. Oh, I think this is it. Yeah, here we go. 5/24/88. If you're a part of the reggae cult like me, you'll like this one. And a 3-song second set. This was a great show. This was a complete show with some good reggae. They had Ja Roy sit in, a reggae artist, gives it a very off, gives it a great, like, this is a unique show feeling. And it's from 1988. It's from the freaking Stone Ages, to me, the Dark Ages. So, yeah, highly recommend that one. Yep, yeah, got all the Bob Marley teases and quotes. Fantastic. That was the date I was looking for. Any other ones that jump out? Pete's Fabulous Fish Fest. That one I gave 5 stars. Ian McLean, who knew how to throw down, 5 stars. And then all the way up to the official release, Townsend Family Park, 89. That's a great one. That's the only official release from pre the 90s, I'm pretty sure. I think there's only one from the 80s, just that one. It's a great show. Great show. Glenn Miller Ballroom, 11/2/90. That was a good one. 5 stars. Shout out Glenn Miller. I'm just kind of... Any other that I really... Giant Country Horns in 91. That's definitely the highlight of 91. It can get a little repetitive. Once you get into 92, the set list has gotten long enough where it's really not that repetitive anymore. But if you're kind of like, I was kind of just going like back to back to back with some of these, and doing that, it can get a little like, how many times am I going to listen to frickin' Run Like an Antelope? I love Run Like an Antelope. I don't know. You can just get sick of some of the early material because it's so common. But I feel like once they got to fall tour of 92, that was when they had enough material where it really started to get like, each show is very different set list wise. And then 93 is like, general consensus online is like when the improv really takes a big step forward. So that was always my big goal, to get to 93 and then chill out, because then once you get to the shows in there, it's like it's like a lot higher level improvisation, man. Or whatever the hell you want to say. But yeah, I don't know. I got to Fall Tour 92 and I was like, okay, I can feel that this is a big... You can not feel, but you can hear this is a big step forward. So it's fascinating because I like the version of Fish I see. It's like I listen to that and it's like I'm listening to a completely different band. And then I go see them and I'm like, this is a totally different band than what I'm listening to on tape. So it's fantastic. And I can totally get why some people, you'd be like, I like when they did it like that. So when I go see them, I want them to do it like that. I totally get that, but that's not what they do. That's not what improv is, but that's in a way what makes it special. But that's why you got to go see other bands that do that, and they rehearse that one freaking killer song that they have that they know is a killer, and they go out and they rip your face off with it like Pearl Jam, like I saw them do for the first time in person last week. Amazing. Fantastic. Once I'm done rambling about Fish, that's what's next. Don't worry. We're talking music this episode. It's music. Pretty good segue considering my last episode was a musician. Again, shout out Carson. Well, without a shadow of a doubt, I guess I'll lead into this. If there's one band, I don't know. Now, I was a little overzealous, I guess, a while back, being like, the greatest band of all time is the Grateful Dead. Now I'm a little more, I don't know. Are they the greatest band of all time? I don't know. I don't know if I trade in those hyperbolic monikers anymore. What the hell was that sentence? Trade in hyperbolic monikers. They're just the band that I wish I could have seen live the most. I mean, I say that, and then there's all these other people who are like, but what about me, Nick? Jimi Hendrix. mostly, being like, hey, Nick, you would have liked to see me live. Yeah, I think I would have. I think I very much would have. So yeah, I don't know. Frank Zappa. I always forget about him somehow. Because he's so unique and different that it's like you just put him in his own category, and then it's like he's a genius. So you start thinking about all the other musical geniuses, and then that's when he reappears. But like when you think about mainstream music, he's like hiding. But yeah, Frank Zappa, he died before I was alive, so I never got a chance to see him. Just a really good guitar. That's where my bias lies. If you can shred on the guitar, I'm here for it. I'm there. So yeah, I've been blessed. How many times have I seen Trey live? 24. Because I've seen Fish 20 times, and I have seen solo Trey 4 times. I've seen the Trey Anastasio Band 3 times, and I saw Trey with the Boston Pops. That was a great freaking show. That was fantastic. That was like a show, I don't know. That was a show made for like a hardcore Fish fan, and I feel like I'm a hardcore Fish fan, so I felt like that was a show made for me. That was a great, the whole just everything about it. Tanglewood's great. You're out in Western Mass. It's naturey. It's nice. It's pretty. They literally have like trees on the lawn, so it's just like a relaxed vibe. It's like we're here for the orchestra. You know, we're here for Trey and the orchestra. Yeah, that was really good. Highly right. If you're a Fish fan and you haven't seen Trey with the orchestra, if he's ever doing that, go see it. I would highly recommend that. Even if you don't think you're in the classical music thing, my grandmother, when I was a little kid, always had that on the radio. She'd always be listening to like whatever the hell it is around here. I think it's like Boston Classical or what. I don't even know. NPR, WBZ. I don't know. Their classical station she always had on. Yeah, the orchestra is incredible. It's like a musical organism. I don't even know how else to describe it, I guess, but it's like when you're there, watch. It's very impressive to see all these people tuned in and creating like this piece, I guess. I don't know. It can get a little, I guess in a sense that's when it can get like we're going to see the orchestra. We're high class or whatever. I don't know. I'm a common man, so sometimes that makes me feel like I don't belong here, but it was fantastic. I can appreciate high art. It was good. What did they play for me Petrichor? I think that was my only Petrichor, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, it was great. It was great to... did they do? No, they didn't do Foam. They did not do Foam. But it was great to hear like Divided Sky, that they did. So it was great to hear some of like the more compositionally written songs done with the orchestra as opposed to with the classic rock lineup. Great opportunity. Check it out. That's enough of me rambling about Trey with the orchestra. It was a great time. Live music is a great time. The arts is a good time. It's a lot of fun when they're good. Yeah, so that was my warm-up to Summer Tour. That was back in June. I got to see Trey at Boston Calling. That was a good set. I also saw Tyler Childers there. He put on a good show. I knew nothing about him before, so that was a pleasant surprise. Yeah, I guess I'm just breaking down all the concerts I've been to this year. I mean, it started with Fish at Madison Square Garden on New Year's Eve. Technically, that's when it started, because it was the first Fish of the year. So, even though it started in 2023, it ended in this year. That's really what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it was Gamehenge. That was probably the best concert of my life. So moving on from that, Boston Calling. It's a good time. It's a good set. Harvard. That one I don't really remember too much about. I do not remember. That one I don't remember. But Trey with the orchestra, I do remember. Yeah, check out that the I can't pronounce it. The Kavuskitsky Music Shed or whatever. Check it out. Apparently there's like a hedge maze. There's something there. There's a few cool things to check out if you go there. I didn't have the time. I was there for the show and that was it. It was a good time. And then Summer Tour. The 3 Great Woods shows. What was my favorite of those 3? Definitely night 3. Really good Cross-Eyed and Painless. Just good jamming. I felt like that was just a good piano night. Squirming Coil. That was my first Life-Saving Gun. I was very excited about that. I really liked that song out of all the new material. There's another new song. Oh, The Well. That one kind of dropped off, but I like that one. Did they even play that this summer? Did Phish play The Well this summer? They did. Where? Definitely in fucking... I already know where it was. No, it was in Alpine. It wasn't. All right. I thought it was going to be in freaking Billy Stringsville, Grand Rapids. Those shows in freaking Deer Creek, those were the only ones I was like, oh, I'd like to make those shows, but I couldn't. The insanity of a Phish fan, I saw them 12 times. It wasn't enough. I need to see them every time. Or else I'm missing a show. Basically. That's how serious I took this band. Anyway. Yeah, Great Woods is great. It gets a lot of heat for the parking situation. Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect. It's not the worst, though. I don't know. If you're trying to get in and out, I can understand it's frustrating. But if you're just like, we can hang out for a little bit, then it's not the worst. Just go to Shakedown. Do what all the real adults do. Yeah, Great Woods was fun. Mohican was interesting. Now, Mohican was good. I really enjoyed it because that was the closest I've ever been to the band. I was on the floor. I got early entry. I lucked out. So I got really close. I was not like on the rail, but I was like it's like a couple rows back. And I mean, it was great. It was awesome. It's definitely a different vibe up there. I got really lucky. Shout out to my buddy Jay, who I met there. He's a really good guy. We just ended up being next to each other or whatever, and we were hanging out for those shows. Yeah, and shout out to my guy Vic, who I also met there too. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a less relaxed vibe for sure. I don't know. If you're there for that, if you're down to deal with people being like, I have to be as close to Trey as possible. If you're down to deal with that, that's really what I'm getting at. It's not like people are, I don't know, some people can be more douchey about it. Yeah, I don't even know. There was me and my buddy Jay were just chilling there, and then there was this lady who was like, I gotta get up to see Trey. I gotta fight my way through the crowd or whatever. It's like, all right, get up there. Have fun. I don't know. It's just how bad do you need to be at the rail? I don't know how badly I need to be there. I need other things to happen badly. More like just get me home safe after the show. Play foam. Play fee. That's all I want. I'm a simple man. So yeah. Then I got a little bit of a break. And then it was off to Bethel Woods. And Bethel is one hell of a freaking venue. I mean, it's where Woodstock happened, so they've got that. It's got that going for it. There's the whole Woodstock vibe. Yeah, it's really cool. It's scenic. You're out in the middle of freaking nowhere. Just upstate New York, the freaking Catskills. There's a bunch of Orthodox Jewish people there. I was gonna say Amish, but I do not think that is technically correct. Just a bunch of those folks walking around on the side of the road. They've sworn off technology. I remember that. I was like, oh, you don't believe in technology, and I'm going to see the pinnacle of technology. I'm going to see a rock concert. So that was interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting place. It was cool, but the venue itself, yeah, the area is nice. It's pretty. It's out there in the middle of nowhere. The venue itself, it's Woodstock. It's cool. If you're down for that, it's gonna be what you expect it to be. They got the museum. It's cool. We'll talk about Woodstock. It's great. I walked through it. It's nice. Yeah, and they got the concert field and all that. It's cool. It's a piece of history. It's great. You should definitely check it out. And if you're a big music fan, it's, especially in America, it's a cool place to check out. And then it was the festival, my first Phish festival, the Mondegreen in Delaware. It was one hell of a Mondegreen. It was a good time. It was a really good time. It was a lot of fun. Shout out to the fam I reconnected with there, the homies, Tyler, David, Dylan, Keenan, Brooke, all of you, my Phish brethren. Actually, yeah, that's a great story. I met well, yeah, that's what I was going to say, funnily enough, and then I got distracted. At my very first show, SPAC 825, August 25th, at the SPAC. Yeah, the first night I just walked onto the lawn. It was great. I just kind of didn't even, like, try to get up close to the lawn there, or close to the rail of the lawn, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I just kind of wandered on, was boogieing around. I mean, it was literally my first show. I had no idea what to do. I'm like, how do I exist at the Phish concert? Do I just stand here? Basically. It's like, do I be on .net the whole time? What's the set list? Yeah, I was just grooving, having a good time. First show, trying to figure out where I was in the lawn. Then I just ended up grooving over to these people. I was trying to find people who are quiet, people who don't talk, who don't chomp, the non-chomper section, the quiet section, the section of people listening to music. So I just kind of grooved over to some people who are also grooving. And then at set break or after the show, they were like, "You're quiet during the show. You're awesome." And I was like, "Oh, thanks. You're awesome too." And then that's how I met my boy Tyler. What a homie. Shout out to Tyler. Check out his band, the Lady King and the Aces. If you're in the Pennsylvania area, if you're in southern Pennsylvania, check them out. Tell them Nick Moore sent you. So yeah. But yeah, I reconnected with them at the festival, so that was freaking awesome. The magic of Phish. Music, art, bring people together. Magic. It really is magic, guys. It really is. So yeah, that was a great musical experience. Favorite venue I've seen Phish at so far? I stumped myself. Probably Bethel. Just the whole experience makes it the best. The worst, the casino, because there's no post or pre-show shenanigans. You're just in a casino. If you have no money, it's bad. If you have money, I assume it's great, because you get a hotel there. You literally stay there. You go gamble if you're into that or whatever. I don't know. It's not really. I don't like to lose. I lose money too much. It's not good for me. So yeah, you go if you want to be at the place, it's great. But if you're kind of just doing like the the Fish thing or the Grateful Dead thing where you're like, I'm rolling up to the show. I'm here to have it's less that vibe. So it was the shows were good. I like night one better. I think that .net agreed with me there. Yeah, well, I think was that my first Walls of the Cave live? I think so. Fantastic, great song. There was some lady behind me who was like, "Do you know what this song means?" And I was just like, "I don't know." She wasn't talking to me. She was talking to the person she was with. But I was thinking that. I was like, "What does this song mean?" So I think it has to do with the allegory of the cave. I don't know. Listen to it. You tell me. The Walls of the Cave. Yeah. Some good 2.0 Fish. That was a good one. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun to be really close to the band. What can I say about this festival, man? It was crazy. I mean, it was a whole yeah, I mean, it was like you don't the thing that was the most mind-blowing to me about it was like, oh, it's just like kind of like a never-ending concert. You just roll up, there's the concert. They have all this other stuff. I mean, I do comedy, love comedy. They had freaking stand up there. Who did I see? I saw Jordan Jensen. I saw her twice. She almost made me pass out twice from her I can't talk from her jokes. She was making jokes about periods and having blood come out of your vagina and whatnot. I think I have hemophobia. I'm afraid of blood or something. I don't know. Or I'm just afraid of women. But no, I think it's it was the blood and the go. I was hearing that, and things are happening in your mind, and I'm just like, stop talking about blood. I got to get out of here. But I enjoy. She was really funny. I enjoyed her set. It was great. Honestly, I kind of like that. It makes you feel. It reminds you you're alive. Who doesn't like a nice panic attack every now and again, just to make them feel alive? You're alive. You're breathing. You're panicking. You're panicked. We're panicked. So yeah, that was great. I saw her twice. Fantastic. I saw Gianmarco Ceresi twice. Also fantastic. Really good. He was more political. Jordan was more observational, if I had to say. I didn't get a chance to see Dave Hill or Rory Scovel. I really wanted to see them both. Rory, Dave Hill, I don't know too much about. I think he was more of like a music comic or something. I don't know. He had a guitar. Seemed like a cool guy. Rory, his whole thing is like improv comedy. So I really wish I got a chance to see him. Because it made perfect sense. It was obviously very much in the spirit of Fish and the Grateful Dead, and like we're trying our best to make every show unique and different. And it that's literally what this guy does. Shout out to Rory Scovel. I kind of, I've famous comedian Nick Moore, it's like I've done freaking like a couple open mics, but I've kind of tried to, implement that into what I do, try to make it as different every time as possible. The great Ralphie May, I heard he gave like a comedy class. It's just like online. It's like an hour long, an hour and a half. It's if you want to do stand up, highly recommend listening to it. It's great. And he just gives his raw, unfiltered opinion. There's something he says in that which is really, I don't even know. He's like, he was just taking it very seriously, so I could respect and appreciate that. And he was really trying to help out young comics. What the hell was my point in bringing that up? Oh, is that in that he says he had like 4 separate, he was like, I have fans of mine come up to me who have like, I've seen you X amount of times. Each time I've seen you, it's different jokes. How do you do that? And he was like, well, I have 4 different hours that I rotate. And he was like, my reasoning is I grew up poor. I know the value of $1. I respect my audience. So it's kind of, people put in effort to come see you. It takes effort. Even if they're not buying a ticket to see you, if it's just an open mic, it's like they took the time out of their day to listen to some maniacs give their opinion on stage. So, I don't know. It's the balance of how good are you? Are you just going, because it's like if you go up there and you're improving a bunch of garbage, then it's like, great, you suck. But, if you have something to say, I don't know. That's the balance. That's the dance. We're all trying to figure this out. Yeah. So yeah, but the festival was great. I didn't go on the Ferris wheel. I should have. The line was just too long. I didn't want to wait. I like to move. I like to be moving around, I don't want to sit and stare at something for, it's like, we're here. We're at this big field. Let me walk around a little bit. I will say, I was camping, like, they put me, if you went there, I mean, you'll get what I'm saying or whatever. They put me in, like, the south camping part. I was camping there. It was awesome. It was great. I did the whole 9 yards. It was fantastic. But yeah, I was like in Siberia. I was like, oh man, can I get a hitch from the stage back to my tent? It was like a 20-minute walk or something. It was, I mean, I don't know, who knows how long it was, but it felt like a while. So yeah, that was, I don't know, that was just chance, I guess. And again, it's like, I don't know, everything's all corporate now, man. So it's like you could have paid for, like, oh, I want to be in the VIP camping, or I want to be in the, I don't know, I want to, whatever the hell. I don't know. They had VIP camping there, which is a load of horse shit, if you ask me. But whatever. I don't know. It's Fish Inc. The corporations have taken over. We need money. Nick Moore lives in a fake world where no one needs money to do anything, but that's not the real world. Anyway. Can't it all just be about the art, man? Why can't I have $1 million so I can rent an RV? I don't know. I don't know. There's something to doing the glamping experience, but it just doesn't feel real. You don't feel, I mean, it's real, it's happening, I don't know, but it's like, I want to rough it. I don't know. Do I want to rough it? I don't know. There's something, I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that there's something, it's called roughing it for a reason, right? But there's something you get to that you don't get from doing the all luxury experience. I don't know. To each their own, right? But yeah, it's great. I mean, they got everything you need there, so, I mean, they had like showers, so it's perfect. Yeah, it was a great fish festival. You're a fish fan, go to the festival. It's great. And I lucked out because in the lore of fish, in the history of fish, the last festival was canceled because of contaminated water. So that was in 2018. So I missed all of that nonsense. And then I just got to show up for the good times. So I'm glad about that. Although they did shorten the final day just to troll me. I think that I'd like to apologize for that. I don't know. It wasn't my fault, but the bad weather follows me around, so it feels like my fault because that happened to me. In 2023, I did SPAC, Dick's, and New Year's Eve and the 29th out of the New Year's run. But day 4 of Dick's, we got gypped. The weather, that was actually bad weather though. It was actually like raining that day. I remember it was like pouring. But then they said they were worried about rain the last day, and it was freaking like sunny out during it was, I don't even know if I honestly don't even know if it did rain or whatever. What did they do? It's all a blur. They moved the show to 1 p.m. and then I did it, and then I was like, well, I guess I left after that. I was like, I got no reason to be here anymore. So I skedaddled after that, so I don't even know what the weather was like there, but it seemed like it was fine. And Trey even said, like, during the thing, he was like, it doesn't seem like the weather's bad or whatever. I don't know. Obviously, you'd rather be safe than sorry. And if you're the person making those decisions and you're responsible for all these people and there was like 45,000 people that showed up there, it's like, yeah, you don't want a freaking disaster or what happens, or what happens or whatever. Yeah, disasters are bad at music festivals. Woodstock 99 or whatever. Whichever Woodstock was a disaster. Was it Woodstock? Was it Woodstock 99? The Woodstock disaster. Come on. Yeah, 99. There we go. I just type in Woodstock disaster. That's what pops up. What was the worst part of the disaster? That's all I want to know. Woodstock 94. Was that one good? I don't know. They brought it back. I was at Woodstock 2024. I was at Nickstock 2024. Fishstock. The Chili Peppers were there. Metallica. DMX. Good lineup. Kid Rock. Creed. Just keeps getting better. It was a disaster. I don't know. Why do I need to read about the disaster of Woodstock? Woodstock 99. So yeah, I don't know. They can go wrong, but the Phish people, they do it right. And I honestly think the original, now I'm talking out of my ass a little bit here, but the original Phish festival, I mean, like I was saying earlier, with listening to all the recordings and whatnot, it's like I get to see like the festival before the festival. That's what's cool about like when they would do those like in when 90 Amy's Farm or whatever, 91. But yeah, that's kind of like the festival before the festival, So it's, I don't know, that I don't know. They just kind of had that we're outdoor. I don't know. It's a festival vibe, I guess. And then it actually became like, what was the first one was Clifford Ball, I think, and that was 96. What did I think I was watching the IT documentary or something or other, and they were talking about how like because the Phish all of their festivals have gone great. The one that was kind of a disaster wasn't even really a disaster. I don't know. I wasn't there. Coventry 04. That was the one that went bad. But there was a lot going on with that one. When was the first one? Yeah, 96, Clifford Ball. Basically, all I'm trying to say is that I think like because the original ones went so well, there was kind of inspiration for. I think it was kind of inspiration for like bringing back those other big music festivals or whatever. My computer's gonna die. What the hell am I saying? So yeah, I don't know. Go to a music festival. It's a lot of fun. It's a good time. And if you're a Phish fan, go to a Phish festival because it's a whole festival of Phish. It's great. They had a bunch of weird art set up. Fantastic. People getting covered in cotton candy. Ferris wheel. Stand-up comedy. Yeah, it was cool. It was like a thing. It was like a whole festival dedicated to the arts. It was awesome. It was really, as a open mic comedian, it was really cool to see some professional comics there and that they had comedy. That was awesome. I liked that. It was a lot of fun. Just telling jokes in a freaking tent at the Phish Fest. Which one of them likes comedy? Is it Mike? Mike, do you like jokes? I don't know. I thought I saw you with John Mulaney one time on Instagram. Is that true? Did I make that up? I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, Mon Green was awesome. I just got bad luck with the weather. It's me. But they played Isabella. They covered Jimi Hendrix for me. So I'm happy about that. That was a thrill. Yeah. Oh, I got to hear, even though all my heroes are dead, I get to hear Phish cover them. So they did Frank Zappa for me. They did Peaches and Regalia. Thank you. And then they did Jimi Hendrix. Thank you. And then I got, they're still around, you know, obviously Rolling Stones. They got a little Stones in the set list. That's always great. Never going to complain about that. That wasn't at the festival, though. That was at Bethel. Shine a Light. I've gotten that song twice. Both times. I was at Dick's when they did 23, 24. I've heard that song. Trey likes to play that song for me. Shine a Light. Why? I don't know. Shine a Light. That's why. Have I rambled about the Mon Green enough? I don't know. Is there something I want to say? I was just freaking awesome. It was great. Yeah, it was one hell of a Mon Green. I guess I'll just say this. If there's a band you like, or if there's a musical experience you think you'd be a fan of, go see it live. You know, I mean, I was just sitting in my room listening to frickin' live Grateful Dead shows being like, man, I wish I could see this live. And then I was like, well, some of them are still alive, so I saw them, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. So yeah, shout out to Dead and Company. I've seen them 3 times. They put on a good show too. Dead and Company and the P-Fish. But let me tell you what, Pearl Jam is pretty fucking good, and they give Phish a... See, this is now it's like, compare, contrast. They're different things, you know. I can't... They're music and bands, but they're different. You know, it's like they're the same but different. Pearl Jam is the fucking shit. I had never seen them before. Wasn't even really into them that much. Never really been into like the whole grunge scene too much. I like I just got into like Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix first. So I was listening to all that music, and then I would like... I always liked Nirvana, and then my cop-out would be like, I like Nirvana, but all the other bands, they just sound like them. Which, I mean, you know, criticizing myself now, you know, that I've gone to see Pearl Jam once and I love them. Did the classic thing, go to see a band one time, get the merch. I'm your number one fan, bro. It's... I don't know. It's, to me, does it sounds similar, but it's like it's grunge. It's the genre. So yeah, it's like do other jazz musicians sound similar because it's jazz? You know, I don't know. I mean, what's a subgenre? I don't know. A certain I don't know, psychedelic jazz music. Take a certain subgenre of jazz, and it's like, do I, you know, be like, oh, you know, you sound similar because you're in the same subgenre. I don't know. Sometimes you just kind of, you're looking for reasons not to like something. I feel like that's kind of what that was. Why? That's a great question. I mean, I don't know. It's like I was born in 2002. Why am I biased towards like all these old people music that I wasn't even alive for? Yeah, I don't know. That was just kind of my basic knock, really, just being like, I like Nirvana. It all kind of sounds similar. Never really got into it, but, you know, was offered the opportunity to go see them, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to say no to live music. And they're a fucking rock band. I love rock and roll. So I was like, all right, I've become woke enough, hopefully, that I'll get it. I mean, also, shout out to the freaking guy at Dick's. I met this one guy from Indiana, I don't know, wherever, Indianapolis. I think that's where he said he was from. Patriots and Colts fans coming together, bonding. That's all I kept thinking about. I was like, do you like Jim Irsay? Do you hate me? Because I'm from New England. Anyway, we didn't deflate your balls. You just lost. You're a sore loser. Anyway, It's been 10 years. What the hell was I talking about? Yeah, that guy was like trying to get me into Pearl Jam. I was like, yeah, I was like, I don't know them. I think all I said to him was like, I don't know that much about them. And he was like, they're deep. You gotta, because I was like, oh, I like Billy Strings. And he was like, Billy Strings is a good guitar player, but he's not deep like Pearl Jam. And, now, see, that's not even my opinion. That was some other guy's opinion. I've met Billy Strings. I think he's very deep. I like bluegrass too, but that's another. I was like, yo, you listen to Billy Strings, and he was like, listen to Pearl Jam. I was like, all right. So that was the universe trying to get me into Pearl Jam initially back then. Makes sense. Similar crowd, Fish and Pearl Jam and the Dead. I wore my Dead shirt to the show. Some lady fist bumped me. She had her Steely. Hell yeah, let's go. It's awesome. Boom. Shout out to you, woman, whoever you are. Yeah, intergenerational Grateful Dead fist bump. Boom, that's what that was. All right. Yeah, Pearl Jam's a fucking shit. They're great. The guy when he was selling them to me at Dick's was like, yeah, he basically schooled me on them. He was like, they do similar stuff to Fish and the Dead, where they'll switch up the set list, and he was like, their music is deep, bro. It's deep. So, yeah, I agree. It is. I agree, bro. It is deep. It's good. I fucking love it. My favorite song, Alive. That's my favorite Pearl Jam song in this moment in time. I was at the Tuesday. Oh, there goes my computer. I was at the Tuesday Pearl Jam show. I was just about to read off the set list. Let me fix that. Hold on. Here we go. Ready? Ooh, magic. And we're back. Momentarily. Hold on. And now we're really back. Oh, hold on. Wait. And now we're really back. And now we're back. We're back. My computer's alive. Just like the Pearl Jam song. Hey. Yeah. They freaking rip it up, man. I think it was Mike McCready. He was literally playing the guitar fucking behind his head for, that was some song during the encore. I think it might have been Bob O'Reilly. He was fucking doing that. And I was like, oh my God. It's like, Trey doesn't do that. He's fantastic. They're all amazing. They're all great. I felt like an idiot for not getting into them sooner. Being like, oh, this is like one of my new favorite bands now. See, that's like it's great. It's a good problem to have. Having trouble picking which band is I thought I had none. Now it's like, oh, they were out there. You were just being dumb. You should have been looking for them instead of not looking for them. And that's a life lesson there, kids. The lesson is, instead of sitting at home listening to tapes of the Grateful Dead, you got to go out and find a live music experience. You got to find the next Grateful Dead. But if it, whatever is the catalyst that gets you out there, it's all about taking action. It's all about doing. You can say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But you got to do it. There you go. Life lesson. Yeah, I just like everything they're about. I don't know. It's funny. It's like sometimes I heard Rick Rubin say it's like, the universe will try to send you things that, you're like, that you're going to like, even if you think you aren't. That was something great that I picked up from his podcast with Joe Rogan, where he was like, if I see something that I think I don't like, I listen to it immediately because it's like the universe trying to show me this thing or whatever. I was like, that is kind of brilliant. So I don't know. Now it's like, good example for me was like, all right, this Chappelle Roan woman was like exploding. I was on Instagram. I saw Elton John pumping her up. And my initial gut reaction was, I don't know if this is for me. But then because I had that initial gut reaction, I was like, well, now you have to listen to it. So I did, and then I was like, oh, this actually is for me. I do enjoy it. So it's interesting, like, I was just like, there you go. That freaking, am I a diehard Chappelle Roan fan? I don't know. I was like, it seems like you're putting out a positive energy. I can vibe with that. I'm down with that. So yeah, I don't know. It's like the universe kind of will try to connect you with the things you're supposed to be connected with, I guess, even if at face value it doesn't look like, you're gonna resonate with it. And that's how it was with Pearl Jam for me. And it's so funny because hindsight's 2020, obviously, but now that I went to the show, had the greatest fucking time ever. Been listening to the albums constantly, just I don't even know. It's funny. It's like I was listening to the albums before I went to the show. And then it's like after you go to the show, it just hit differently. That's also another point I wanted to make. It's like music finds you at a certain time and point in your life. And sometimes it clicks when it's supposed to, and sometimes it never clicks. In my opinion, that's why some people fucking love the Grateful Dead, and some people just like, can never get into it, Because it's like, if you need it, it finds you at a time in your life when, I don't know, you're going to be the most receptive to it, or it's like, this is the moment when you need it, so I don't know. But that's how it felt with Pearl Jam for me, where it was like, this music is coming to you at the exact right moment in your life when you need it, and it's like, you get it at the right moment. Because it's like, obviously, they're so popular, it's like I had heard a lot of me getting into Pearl Jam is being like, I've heard this is really good. Oh, okay, they're the band that did this song that I already know and is really fucking good. So that's really what it was. It's so funny how things like that can happen. I mean, I've seen Phish 20 times. When I was in high school, my buddy played them for me, and I was like, what the hell is this? I have no idea what this is. And now I love them. So sometimes the universe is trying to introduce you to certain things, and maybe you don't get it 100%, immediately, but there's a certain time in your life when it'll click. And that's definitely what happened with Pearl. I mean, you go to the concert, it's going to be pretty hard not for them to get you. I mean, they put on a great show. They put on a hell of a show. It makes me feel dumb as like, oh, I just talking to a microphone and tell dumb jokes. These people like shred your freaking consciousness for 2 hours. Oh, they're fantastic. No set break either, which is a little different from Phish. I'm used to raging for an hour, getting my break, raging for another hour than the encore. I just did Phish a little dirty. I mean, they usually go over an hour for a set, hour 10, hour 15. Every minute counts. It all adds up. Yeah, we got a good set list. My night, it's Tuesday night. It was fun. My only regret is that I wasn't freaking at Sunday somehow. Yeah, awesome. Go see Pearl Jam anytime they're around your area. Obviously. And they are the shit, and I'm gonna be seeing them whenever I can. They're now in the rotation. What's my top? Let's go. I gotta put Phish at number 1 just 'cause I've seen them 20 times. I've seen Pearl Jam once. I can't put them over Phish right now at this moment in time. I can't do it. 20 times, 1 time. It's like, I don't know. I like them. They're fucking awesome. All right. What am I? See, it's like picking your favorite child. It's not fair. It's not possible. Anyway, Phish, Pearl Jam, Billy Strings is the shit. See him live. See Dead and Company live. They're fun. I don't know. There are so many great rock bands. I mean, these are all out of the bands that I've seen live that I can recommend. I mean, okay, I've seen Los Lobos. They're fantastic. They're great. I saw them live. They opened for, or they didn't they kind of, I don't know how, they co-headlined. They don't open. They they were on the bill, I guess, with Willie Nelson. I've seen Willie Nelson twice. Great, good show, fun show. It's Willie Nelson. It's a good time. Go see Willie Nelson. Yeah, who did I see? That was a good show. I saw the String Cheese Incident. Los Lobos, Willie Nelson, and Bob Weir and the Wolf Bros. Highly recommend all of those bands. They're all fantastic. Yeah. Is there anyone that I've seen that like was bad? I mean, I'd cop to it. I would admit that I saw a bad concert. Eh. I've been pretty lucky. I have not really been to a lot of bad shows. I don't. Yeah, I've been lucky. I have not been to a lot of bad concerts. I was gonna pick on some rap artists, I guess, but I don't know. I haven't been to enough rap shows to really like understand the vibe, and that's bullshit because it's like I got the vibe enough to be like I want to be at a different vibe. That's how I ended up at Phish. I appreciate art and music. This is about art. I'm here for the music, guys. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. It's different if you're there. If it's like, I don't know. Well, that's also the other thing about what I did differently about going to see Phish and going to see Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam, like I said earlier, I kind of just had this preconceived notion about them, where I told myself, this is who they are. I don't know. I guess I told myself they were derivative, right? I mean, I'm like, oh, you sound like all the other bands that are in your same sound or whatever. I don't whatever the hell I'm trying to say. What am I even saying? I don't know. All I'm saying is, I give people give things a chance. That's all I'm saying. Oh well, all right. Now I actually remember what I was trying to say. Is with like Phish and the Grateful Dead, I did all my homework and research before, and then I went to see them live. So I'm like a total dork in the sense where I was like, when I see Phish, I have to know every song and I have to know I gotta be up to date on all the stats because I'm gonna be questioned the second I walk into the concert venue. So I did all my homework and research, and I was waiting for someone to ask me anything desperately the whole time. No one did. No one was like, when's the last time they played this song? Well, I got it right here, actually. I got it on my .net or whatever. So it was a different experience for me to go see Pearl Jam, essentially, which is what I'm trying to say. It was a different experience for me to go see them and just show up and just be like, I don't really know too much about this band. I know on Instagram, Even Flow, kind of, that gets put in, like, people put that in memes or whatever, and it's their most popular song, so it's like, all right, I know that. So, I knew, like, the bare minimum, and I had that one previous reference point of that guy at the Phish show being like, they're awesome, give them a chance, check them out, they're unique and different. This was the thing that turned me off to them. It wasn't even really them. It was what this guy said to me. He was kind of pooping on Billy Strings, and he was like, Billy Strings doesn't have enough soul. I was like, bro, Billy Strings is soulful as hell. You don't know what you're talking about. So then that made me be like, if you don't think Billy Strings is soulful, how can I trust your opinion on Pearl Jam? But I mean, I kind of see his point now because Pearl Jam is very, I don't know, it's very deep. It's very, my dad's dead. I never met him. That's the song. What's another good? I don't want to ruin their music. It's all great. You figure it out. It's for you to interpret on your own and figure it out. I don't know. I'm not ruining it. But yeah, I don't know. Even fuck all that deep bullshit. This is deep art or whatever. It just sounds great. It just shred, smash, guitar, face. Yes, woo, rock and roll, bro. Fuck yeah, dude. That's basically it. That's a Pearl Jam show. I think, now this is a big I think, but I think this is true. This is a freaking fly, sorry. I think this. So this is true because I can look this up. They did a show at UMass Lowell in 1992, right? Yep. Here's the set list. At the Cumnock Hole at. I'm not pronouncing this correct. Cumnock Hall. I like how I said that first because I don't know. I'm turning into Eddie Vedder. There we go. That was great. Yeah, so there's shout out to Sigma Phi Omicron. Shout out to Sigo. One of the mythological tales of being there was that they did the show, and then they were just looking for people to hang out with or whatever after the show. So they went to like my buddy's fraternity house or whatever. Shout out to Sigo. So yeah, if that's true, if I didn't fuck that up and that's true, that's freaking awesome, bro. Now that I've seen them, it's like, that's crazy. I think the story is that they like showed up there and they like literally were like playing music with them, or they were just hanging out. I don't know. It was Pearl Jam. They were at UMass Lowell. They were at the frat house. So yeah, it's pretty badass. Yeah, shout out to Pearl Jam. They're the shit. And I like Eddie Vedder. They all seem like great guys. Eddie Vedder is like, obviously he's the front man, so he gets like more of the attention, I should say. But I don't know. I some people don't like it when people go political. I totally get it. It's like church and state, keep all that politics crap out of my music. I get that. That was kind of the Grateful Dead's thing. They were like, they got Jerry. I think it was Jerry who was like, no, we're not here to endorse anyone or say whatever the hell. That's for you to figure out. We're not here to tell you whatever the hell. Now it's kind of, I don't know, they've more be like, register to vote or whatever. It's kind of pivoted more in that direction recently. It's not like, though, I mean, they're like endorsing Bob Weir is like freaking endorsing someone for president or whatever, unless he has, I don't know, but I really don't think he's done that. Not even like Pearl Jam's endorse. I don't. They'll just say. I don't even know. It's like literally all Eddie Vedder said was like, stand up for women's reproductive rights. And I was like, all right, good shit. You're good shit, bro. Good stuff. So I don't know. Obviously you just inherently bring politics into anything. It's going to, certain people who already agree with you are going to be like, yay. And the people who already disagree with that are going to be like, go fuck yourself. That's just how it works. So I don't know. I like that they're kind of more trying to fight the power or whatever the fuck. I don't know. They're not taking political sides. It doesn't even seem like they really ever have like taken a side. It's more just been like an anti-establishment thing, which is my fucking bread and butter, so I love it. So that's why I was like, how did I not know I love this band so much now? It's like, how right now? Why not later or earlier? Not later. Later would have been worse. Before. Sooner. That's what I mean. Yeah, I mean, they fought Ticketmaster. That's some good shit, bro. That's some good shit. I was watching some interviews and they were like, we saw, the tickets, and this is in 92 or whatever the hell, I don't know, the early 90s. They were like, we're charging $16 and the ticket stub says $28. Like, we're not charging $28. What the hell? So, credit to them for actually trying to take on a corporation. Like, they were like, did they sue them? They took them to court or something. I mean, they didn't win, obviously, right? I mean, the corporations always win. But, they tried. They at least were like, we respect our fans enough to fight for them. So, good shit, There's like, the spectrum of what artists will do. Some art, I don't know, I don't want to throw any names out there. I don't know, I'm thinking of some examples in my mind. I'm sure you are too. There's some artists who could give two fucks about their crowd. I don't even know how they have a crowd. You know, I don't. It's like it's a balance. It's like you gotta do your thing. People show up to see you do the thing. You know, but I don't know. I guess I can just appreciate an artist who's trying to have a more genuine, authentic connection with their audience, as opposed to someone who's like, I show up, I do my thing, I'm the star, you're not, and you know, that's that. That's how it is. I don't know. I just like to go above and beyond when there's an artist who isn't like that. So shout out to Pearl Jam and Eddie Vedder. That was honestly kind of the other thing too, because they're so popular. I just assumed, I was like, oh, they're not fighting the power, they are the power. But it's like, I guess anti-establishment things can get popular too if they're good enough. I guess, right? I don't know. That's also the other thing. You listen to Pearl Jam and you're like, shit, they were good from the beginning. But it technically wasn't the beginning. They had a few other iterations before. But you're like, holy crap, this is your debut album? This is ridiculous. This is very good. And it's your first album? I just keep thinking about that. I'm just like, shit, I wasn't that good in the beginning. But it was in the beginning. Because it started out as Mother Love Bone, and then another band before that. Just like one of the original grunge bands. I know nothing about the history of grunge. Nothing. I wasn't there. I just read a few sentences on Wikipedia, so I'm trying to, you know, puzzle piece the story together. I think I know the Eddie Vedder story, though, which is pretty cool. I think I have the basic gist of how Pearl Jam was formed, which is they were another band, Mother Love Bone. Their front man overdosed of heroin, Andrew Wood, and then they were like, all right, time for a new band. And then they were looking for a vocalist, and then Eddie Vedder, they found, boom, Eddie Vedder, and then boom, Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam, that's how it happened. So yeah, that's also another interesting thing. It's like how, I don't know, this very much aligns with like the Tao or Tao, however you say it, Taoism, I don't know. How do you say it? It's not like I don't have the infinite knowledge of the computer in front of me. It's literally like Taoism versus Taoism. How do you say it? I don't know. I think it's either or. Whatever. What the hell? Oh yeah, it's like things, I don't know. They happen how they're supposed to happen. So the music part of the band got good. They were freaking dialing in the actual music of it. And then it built to a point where it just got to a point rather where they were like, okay, we have the music figured out, but we need vocals. And then and then Eddie Vedder was out there, and then and we're back. And my camera died somewhere in the middle of me ranting about Eddie Vedder or whatnot in Pearl Jam. I don't know exactly where it left off, but that's okay. That's all right. The essence of what I was saying is that Pearl Jam is the shit. Check them out. I had a great time with the show. Eddie Vedder's the man. They're all all of them are the shit. Pearl Jam's the best. Check them out. Great fucking show. I guess really the only thing that I noticed watching that I was impressed with was like the stage was huge. It was like set up in the outfield. It was giant. I saw them at Fenway. I don't know if I mentioned that. But I mean, they were like running across the stage. Eddie Vedder was like, on this song I'm lead vocals, on this song I'm playing guitar, so they were switching off instruments and whatnot. There were a lot of people on stage. There were like, I think Pearl Jam is 5 guys, and then they have they're 5 guys, like the restaurant, like the burger joint. They have like a keyboardist and I think an extra percussionist with them on stage. I think at least a keyboardist. So there's like 6 or 7 people on stage. So I was like, it's a pretty big band. Comparing them to Phish, where that's just 4 people. So I guess kind of more in like the Grateful Dead style, where they were a lot bigger band, obviously. But yeah, just their physicality on stage, how much energy they put into it. I know I said this earlier, but Michael McCready was freaking playing the guitar behind his head. Great showmanship. Great fucking show. Eddie Vedder like talked to the crowd in between songs, which is like interesting. I don't know, it kind of helps give like each show like a more unique feel, I guess. I get it if some people are like, play the next song, but I don't know. It's kind of, you want to hear what he has to say, I guess. I don't know. He's an interesting guy, so you want to hear him talk about whatever. I don't know. Tell something about the song. I don't know, or like where they are or whatever. But yeah, basically they're freaking awesome. This podcast has turned into an ad for Pearl Jam and Fish, as it should be. Yeah, go see live music. Go support art. Go see live music. That's basically it. That's how I'm gonna end this one. Appreciate you for watching, sticking it out with me, tuning into this one. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Help me fight the algorithm, whatever. Fight the YouTube power. Yeah, that's it. All right, appreciate you. Thanks. See you in the next one. Peace.